maybe like this one right here, and then and all of these shits right here that I got. This is just, it's a myth, right? From here to top of my knees.
Think of the worst guys that you know. They know me really good.
When King Combs' son dropped that bar, nobody thought it would go undetected, but if there's one thing you don't do in the music business, it's insulting 50 Cent, and that's precisely what King Combs just done. I don't care about it. They're going to try to stop them, and they're going to die trying. You had better keep my name out of his mouth because I'm sick of hearing it. He might laugh now, but the history of Curtis and 50 Cent Jackson demonstrates that he's a man you don't want to wake up from working on the streets of Queens to building an empire. 50 Cent has earned his reputation as a ruthless man, and Diddy's son is learning that the hard way. The worst thing is that King Cooper doesn't seem to care about me. This could be his biggest mistake, baby. He's even out here throwing gang signs despite probably never stepping a foot in anything close to the hood, unlike 50 Cent, who didn't just survive in the streets, he ruled them. He doesn't seem to care about the red flags that come with crossing someone like 50, despite how reckless and ignorant it appears to everyone watching. He keeps moving forward, blind to the dangers that lie ahead. I don't know if you noticed, but Christian Combs released a diss track called Pick a Side in which he attacked 50 and even threatened to kill him. He told the police to raid the crib, saying they think we're selling drugs, but we're out here selling tracks, multi-million-dollar plaques, knocking these doors down like they Fetty boys running both our cribs. Too bad they don't know we bought the one next door because that's the one they missed. Purchased the one next door because that's the one they missed, essentially admitting that there is proof that Diddy is a patriot, but it wasn't in any of the properties the feds raided. Rather, it was in the house next door, which he claims is also Diddy's. Therefore, in addition to releasing a very shabby record, Christian also snitched on his own father, and he continues to rap Pop, who is despised by many men. It's okay, they'll try to stop these M, and they'll die trying to reference. As most of you are already aware, the Goonit rapper has responded to the diss track from 50 Cent's song Many Men and the album Get Rich or Die Trying. However, what exactly did he say? He began exposing Diddy more than 10 years ago when he posted a picture of himself in a hospital bed with a number of stuffed animals, accusing Diddy of being DL. He wrote in the caption, "Sorry, I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and..." He then followed it up by sharing this incredibly unsettling image of Diddy and Rick Ross allegedly making out on stage in front of their fans. As if that wasn't bad enough, he also shared a picture of Diddy looking pretty zesty in a pink outfit while being sensuously embraced by a former record executive, captioning it, "I ain't saying nothing but something ain't right, Elo." But the highlight was when 50 did a radio interview for the show. 50 was confused when Diddy offered to take him shopping, saying, "You take me shopping." I looked at him like, what you just say, Diddy? But he later explained it away as a goodwill gesture, saying that he thought 50 needed some new clothes. I thought he needed some clothes, but he doesn't even know what he's saying. It's like Fruity, what I'm a nice go, as if all that wasn't enough. Additionally, 50 put on his pedicab and made an Instagram post mocking Diddy for settling the lawsuit so quickly, saying that he should have done that before the shark saw the blood in the water. This isn't even the worst of it though, because he made another post telling people that Diddy had settled the $30 million lawsuit Cassie filed against him for say in just 24 hours. Combs had previously teased a clip of the documentary on Instagram saying, "I thought Diddy was a billionaire music mogul. If he's smart, he'll file for bankruptcy." Now anyone with real money knows why I'm saying this. I'm the best producer for the job, guys. Here come the receipts. Fifth. He actually revealed that he was in talks with some Hollywood producers to make a documentary about Diddy by reposting an article about him developing the documentary and captioning it, "Come the receipts." A few weeks earlier, 50 had also gotten into a fight with Jason Derulo after Jason appeared to defend Diddy's patory behavior. Curry claimed that Combs would tell his friends and associates not to drink from certain bottles because they had something to make the girls really slippery and all of this kind of stuff. When you wake up, they say, "Don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there." I know you worked with Diddy and he's helped your career a lot. Do you feel that people should be giving him some grace, or at least giving him the grace of saying you know he is innocent until proven guilty? I believe that as much as possible. When a video of a TMZ reporter asking Jason what he thought about Diddy getting canceled went viral, Jason responded that he thought Diddy was innocent and that people should wait until the allegations are proven before they officially cancel him. The feud between 50 Cent and Jason Lee, a gossip blogger and founder of Hollywood Unlocked, reached new heights recently, and things got explosive fast. It all started when Jason commented on the ongoing legal troubles and controversies surrounding music mogul Sean Diddy. Combs, which 50 Cent was quick to pounce on. Not one to shy away from drama, 50 wasted no time in publicly calling Jason out. He shared a screenshot of an article from TMZ that featured Jason's comments, making his opinion clear. But 50 didn't stop there. He took it a step further, suggesting Jason was involved in one of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. He added a sharp jab, saying, "Shut the F up, let me find out you on one of those tapes, boy." Jason, however, wasn't going to take 50's taunt lying down. In response, he threw shade right back, insinuating that 50 was out of line and taking things too far. Jason's clapback was swift and biting. He posted a video where he's seen sparring with another man, but not before editing the clip to feature an image of 50's face superimposed on his opponent's. The implication was clear: Jason was symbolically knocking 50 out, as if daring him to stay quiet or face further humiliation. But Jason didn't stop there. He wanted to ensure his message was fully delivered, adding a caption that read, "50's first hit in 20 years. I'm so sorry the jab was meant to sting," poking fun at 50 Cent's music career and insinuating that his relevance had faded. For someone like 50, known for his hit singles and tough guy persona, Jason's words cut deep, pointing out that 50's recent clout comes more from internet trolling than musical success. The recent conflict between 50 and Jason is part of a broader, long-running feud between 50 and Diddy. For years, 50 has targeted Diddy, frequently making incendiary comments and mockingly questioning his lifestyle and choices. While Diddy himself has mostly opted to ignore 50's provocations, his family hasn't escaped the fallout. Diddy's youngest son, Christian Combs, seems particularly affected by 50's unrelenting attacks on his father. Christian found himself pulled into the drama surrounding his father when he was mentioned in a lawsuit filed by record producer Lil Rod against Diddy. In the suit, Rod claimed that he had witnessed Christian and Diddy's other son, Justin Combs, in what he described as inappropriate situations, allegedly involving a woman. These allegations surfaced during a time when Diddy's public image was already under scrutiny, and 50 Cent wasted no time using it to fuel his vendetta. Though Christian has not publicly commented on 50's taunts, the repeated attacks on his father seem to weigh on him, especially as Diddy's reputation faces further blows. The situation escalated even further a few months ago when the federal government unexpectedly raided Diddy's home, reportedly in search of potential evidence linked to various legal matters. Both Christian and Justin were present during the raid and reportedly taken into custody temporarily. Witnesses claim they saw the two brothers handcuffed and led to police vehicles amid a massive show of law enforcement presence. Around 30 officers were involved in the search. This public spectacle only added fuel to the fire for critics like 50 Cent, who have eagerly jumped at any opportunity to tarnish Diddy's public image. Despite these circumstances, Diddy has mostly chosen to remain above the fray, largely ignoring 50's taunts. Some have speculated that his silence is a strategic move intended to avoid giving 50 more ammunition or inadvertently amplifying the negative attention. Others believe Diddy is simply tired of the antics and prefers to focus on his own business ventures rather than be dragged into a social media battle. However, Jason's recent involvement in the feud has reignited the flames, drawing more eyes to this ongoing drama. It's clear that 50 has no intention of backing down and is even willing to target those who show any loyalty to Diddy. As for Jason, his response demonstrates that he's willing to stand his ground, even if it means provoking 50 further. It remains to be seen whether 50 will respond to Jason's taunts or let this round of their social media sparring come to a close. Given 50's history of relentless pursuit in feuds, it's unlikely that he'll stay silent for long. Enforcement vehicles, at least 3 Bearcats are present, and this all happened, Sandra, I would say less than 10 minutes ago. To top it all off, a woman named Grace Mark filed a lawsuit alleging that Christian Combs had groped her groin and legs behind while she was working on a yacht that Diddy had chartered for a trip at the end of 2022. The suit includes audio recordings of Marquis declining alcohol, saying she had to leave, and telling Christian Combs to stop touching her with what sounded like kissing noises. In the background, his genitalia were erected, and he grabbed her arms in an attempt to make the plaintiff perform oral sex on him. It seems that this occurred the same night that Diddy allegedly slept with Lil Rod, and the audio that Grace claims to have was recorded by Lil Rod. Many fans are now saying that Christian is just as filthy as his father, so it's not surprising that he decided that the best course of action amid all these accusations was to create a weak diss track aimed at 50. 50 Cent's ongoing feud with Christian Combs, Diddy's son, has taken a darker and more personal turn, with both men exchanging heated words on social media. Recently, Christian released a diss track in response to 50's relentless jabs at his father. In the song, Christian appeared to challenge 50 Cent, taking a stand as if to say he's not afraid of the veteran rapper. However, 50 wasted no time mocking Christian's attempt at a diss track, claiming that it was more humorous than threatening. In a mocking tone, 50 shared a line from Christian's song where he raps "suck as wood," pointing out what he saw as an awkward phrasing and turning it into yet another dig. "Damn, Christian Combs, is that what you told Growl Mark on that boat? Gave her the puffy juice with that special sauce in it." He wrote. His comment not only ridiculed Christian's lyrics but also hinted at the controversial stories and rumors surrounding Diddy and his lifestyle, dragging Christian into the fray. Adding to the tension, 50 went on to post another clip from Christian's song. In this part, Christian seemed to hint at some questionable behaviors that might have taken place at his father's properties, indirectly acknowledging accusations that have lingered around Diddy. This fueled 50's commentary as he seized the opportunity to paint Christian as complicit in his father's alleged misdeeds. Now, why would you say something like this when? 50 trailed off in his caption, leaving the question open-ended, allowing his followers to draw their own conclusions about Christian's intentions and his connection to his father's reputation. 50 didn't just stop at the song lyrics. He criticized Christian for his attempts to project a tough, streetwise image. Christian is obviously trying to act tough like he's from the streets, but he's just a rich kid who doesn't really understand how the streets work. 50 posted, dismissing Christian's credibility. In his view, Christian's privileged upbringing shielded him from the harsh realities of street life. In contrast, 50 Cent's persona is rooted in his own struggles. Growing up in South Jamaica, Queens, he faced a series of hardships that shaped him into the tough figure he's known as today. By emphasizing his own rough background, 50 painted Christian as nothing more than an actor playing a role he barely understands. Adding to the gravity, 50 expressed mock fear over Christian's lyrical threats, sarcastically stating, "I feel so threatened by what Christian is saying on his record, and I'm afraid for my life. Please don't hurt me, guys." He followed this with a jab about the troubling accusations that have surrounded Diddy, particularly referencing Diddy's alleged involvement in drugging women. "I really don't understand why they want to drug women if she can't remember." He posted, alluding to the controversies that have trailed Diddy for years. While 50's commentary comes across as exaggerated and mocking, it's clear he views this as a battle where he holds the upper hand, refusing to take Christian's attempts to defend his father seriously. 50's posts remind everyone that he's been a relentless figure in hip-hop feuds for decades, unafraid to go after even the children of his adversaries. For Christian, who may have stepped into this feud with the intention of defending his father, it's a harsh lesson in the brutal world of public rivalries. This feud seems far from over, with 50's taunts continuing to escalate and Christian trying to navigate the complicated legacy his father has left him, formed him into the vicious, unforgiving person we see today. From an early age, Curtis was exposed to the harsh realities of life on the streets. His mother, Sabrina, was a drug dealer, and he was taught about the perils of that world when she died in a fire when he was only 8 years old. His father's absence meant that his world was forever altered, and he had to learn how to survive in a harsh environment raised by his grandparents. He soon realized that if he wanted to succeed, he must fend for himself, which meant embracing the streets. By the time he was 11 years old, Curtis had already begun boxing, a skill that gave him discipline and the fortitude to defend himself in a violent neighborhood. However, by the time he was 12, Curtis was already on a much darker path, dealing drugs while feigning to attend after-school programs. He wasn't just playing around, he was serious about making money and making a name for himself in the street game. While other children his age were preoccupied with school and sports, Curtis was not trying to be a decent kid. Instead, he was heavily involved in the drug trade, selling crack on the streets, learning how to hustle, and gaining survival skills that would help him later in life. He even later admitted that he had stopped hiding his illegal activities from his grandmother after a while, openly telling her that "I sell drugs," bringing guns and drug money to school, hiding them from his grandparents, and fully embracing the street life. When Curtis reached his teenage years, his reputation was already established. At the age of 17, he was driving a Mercedes with 2 guns inside, demonstrating that he wasn't just a part-time hustler like 50. He was also 18 years old, which allowed him to attend high school, and he was well established in the violent and dangerous world of the drug trade. Surrounded by guns, drugs, and violence, Curtis knew how to survive in this world and wasn't scared to embrace it. Curtis was sentenced to 3 to 9 years in prison after being arrested in 1994 for selling coke to an undercover police officer. A few weeks later, the police raided his home and discovered crack, coke, and a gun. Despite this, he served 6 months in a boot camp and left with his GED, prepared to continue his journey as a hardened street hustler. Curtis didn't just take on the name 50 Cent because it sounded cool. He did so because it represented who he had become, a man who survived by any means necessary. The name was inspired by Curtis viewed Kelvin 50 Cent Martin, a notorious Brooklyn robber who was feared in the 1980s, as someone who had to do whatever it took to survive at any cost. Even as 50 Cent rose to fame, his gangster roots never abandoned him. However, his ascent to fame wasn't without violence. He was shot 9 times in 2000 and survived, which only strengthened his legend. Most people would have given up, but 50 Cent used the incident to sharpen his resolve and push harder, making him even more feared. He's always been someone you don't mess with, and in his music business dealings and public persona, 50 Cent has always carried himself with the same street mentality he learned as a young hustler. Now let's compare that to King Combs, the son of a hip-hop mogul who has lived a life of luxury and privilege as baby boy. No baby, that's my baby boy. But in the world of the 1950s, there's no place for softness. That's a different game. I then shot at the ambulance, but wait, this isn't right. And now let me ask you a question. How much do you think it will cost? Why is this important? Because 50 Cent isn't the type of person to challenge, whether in business, music, or on the streets, and the music industry isn't the only one that fears him. Suge Knight, the man behind Death Row Records, didn't frighten 50 Cent. In fact, it was the other way around when Suge tried to intimidate 50 Cent. That 50 confronted Shook, demonstrating his fearlessness in the face of danger. He looked at Fifth, who asked, what's up, and CH has hit a cigar once before doing something like this and that, wrapping it up, and then everyone simply turned around and left. However, 50 Cent is more than just a street gangster, he's also a businessman and mogul. From his early days when he was shot 9 times to dominating the rap game with his debut album, he has created an empire, perhaps like this one right here, and then and all these underscore right here that I got, and it's just a myth right from here to the top of my knees, and he's still here. The shooting should have ended 50 Cent's life, but instead it made him a living legend, proving to the world that he was more than just a rapper and that he was unstoppable. So where does King Combs fit into this? He's undoubtedly a gifted artist, but disparaging 50 Cent may have been his worst professional error. 50 is notorious for pursuing his enemies and being relentless. Just ask J. Rule. 50 didn't simply disparage him in songs, instead, he methodically defeated him and turned him into a punchline. Jay wasn't like he didn't come up under the same circumstances, and he wasn't forced to actually F for himself that early. In fact, he was a Joe of a witness. You knocked on a door Saturday. Try to watch how Tao Jaw's career never fully recovered, but as King Combs. In the world of rap and celebrity feuds, few names resonate with the same level of intrigue and chaos as 50 Cent. Renowned for his savage moments and unrelenting drive, 50 has turned the art of beef into a spectacle worthy of its own spotlight. One of his most notorious stunts involved a cheeky play during a concert featuring fellow rapper Ja Rule. In a move that showcased his penchant for playful humiliation, 50 Cent bought the first 4 rows of tickets to Ja Rule's concert, only to see them empty when the show began. The twist? Those tickets were available on Groupon for just $15, making his investment as much a statement as it was a financial choice. With no fans sitting in those prime spots, the image of an empty front row became a symbolic jab at Ja Rule, encapsulating 50 Cent's trademark mix of audacity and strategy. The rapper's talent for trolling doesn't stop there. 50 Cent also has a history of going after other artists, most notably challenging boxing champion Floyd Mayweather in a public display of mockery. In a now infamous moment, he dared Mayweather to read just 1 page from a Harry Potter book. The challenge was as much an indictment of Mayweather's literacy as it was a demonstration of 50 Cent's keen ability to turn personal jabs into viral moments. The bravado with which he approaches these feuds reveals not just his competitive spirit but also a deep understanding of the media landscape, where each barb can become a trending topic. What many might overlook in the spectacle of 50 Cent's antics is the underlying mentality that drives him. Growing up in the tough neighborhoods of South Jamaica, Queens, he developed a fighter's instinct that has informed every aspect of his life. His transition from street hustler to rap mogul was marked by resilience and an unyielding determination to succeed. This mentality has been crucial in his numerous encounters with rivals in the industry. The same relentless drive that propelled him to the top of the charts also fuels his relentless pursuit of anyone who dares to cross him. As we turn our attention to the rising artist King Combs, it's clear he may be underestimating the force he's up against. Should King Combs think that 50 Cent is merely another rapper, he is in for a rude awakening. 50 Cent is a frequent target and perpetrator of public humiliation. He possesses a well-honed arsenal of strategies that he can wield with devastating effect. For King Combs, who is emerging onto the scene with aspirations of making a name for himself, the stakes couldn't be higher. In an industry where reputations are everything, stepping into a feud with 50 Cent is akin to entering the ring with a seasoned boxer. You have to be prepared for a fight. But it's not just about physical strength, it's also about strategy, patience, and the ability to withstand blows. 50 Cent is notorious for his methodical approach. He doesn't just react to challenges impulsively. Instead, he takes his time, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. The looming question now is not just whether 50 Cent will retaliate, but how he will do so. When he eventually decides to unleash his fury, it won't merely be a quick diss track, it will be a carefully calculated move designed to dismantle King Combs' image and career piece by piece. 50 has a knack for identifying weaknesses and exploiting them, and he's patient enough to wait for the right moment to make his move. King Combs may believe he is ready for this battle, but entering this particular arena means facing an opponent who has mastered the art of psychological warfare. As the tension builds, all eyes will be on 50 Cent to see what his next move will be and whether King Combs will be able to withstand the onslaught that follows. In a world where reputations can be made or broken overnight, the real question remains, is King Combs prepared for the long game against a legend like 50 Cent? In the end, this isn't just a fight between 2 rappers, it's a lesson in respect, and if King Combs isn't careful, he might end up on the wrong side of history. That's all for this video, people. 50 Cent is more than just a rapper, he's a fighter, a businessman, and a survivor. If there's anything King Combs should be afraid of, it's waking the beast inside 50 Cent.